I had no idea that GM did a new interior color for the Denali Ultimate, and I cannot wait to show it to you. I borrowed this Yukon from Jerry Seiner, Buick GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. Unfortunately, it is sold by Matt Tilton. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see options and features on this build. At the very top is the description. Volcanic red tint coat is the exterior paint. Interior is now called woodland mahogany. Here is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause to see more. Base price comes in at $101,300, and the only option on this one is the volcanic red tint coat for $645. Destination comes in at $1,995 with a total price of $103,940. And here are the fuel economy numbers. That red hits on the front of this Yukon. And I have to be honest with you guys, when I first saw the Yukon online, I did not like the refresh, but it does look so much better in person. It really does. Now, if you don't know, they did restyle the front end, new headlight design, triple beam LED projector. Also, your fog lights down below a projector style LED. And you have like this black chrome here, and this actually might be the Vader chrome. You have this black trimming, and then you have this satin finish down below. More of that Vader chrome here. And check out the design on the GMC logo too. Hopefully you guys can see it there. They did a good dang job on the front end. You have a camera, active grille shutters. This has adaptive cruise control. And then here's a quick look at that hood. And this one does have standard air suspension, independent, double wishbone, fabric material for the liner, and then here are the tires. These are Bridgestone tires, and this is a 24-inch wheel. 285, 40, 24. And in case you care to see the capacity, 2,469 pounds at 50 psi. For most people, right, you're probably not going to like the way this truck rides. I thought it rode great with the 24s. You're going to have a little bit thinner tire, but if you choose to get the 22s, they are still available, and you get a credit of $1,395. I would just tell you, don't take the credit, because that's not a lot of money for these 24s. I bet you they're probably triple that if you want to buy them, you know, after the fact. Here's that badging right here for the Ultimate. And the mirrors. You have a turn signal, camera, and then this one has the blind spot monitoring right there. Now you have chrome around the windows here, but you have a satin finish on those roof rails. You have more Vader chrome down below, and this one does have the power deployable running boards. And I'm not sure if you guys can tell, those running boards do have the perimeter lighting too. So if you open the door, they pop out for you. Now on the door handles, you guys see chrome paint, smart key system for front and rear, 24-gallon fuel tank, and I didn't show you the parking sensors up front, but you do have some on the side, front and rear. More plastic trimming down below. They did restyle the tail lights, and this one does have the dual exhaust with the quad tips. They hide the hitch. A little bit of black accent on this badge here, kind of like how you saw it on the front end. There is a button down below to pop this glass open. They hide the windshield wiper, which gives it a nice sleek design out back. You can see that Vader chrome a little bit better too right there. And down below, if you want to pop the rear hatch, there's a button right there. You have two cameras, and I'll show those to you on the inside. They also have a sprayer to clean them off if they get dirty. Satin finish. Now, one thing I will say about the Escalade gives you carpet up here. And the reason why that's nice is, you know, when you're putting stuff back here like luggage, you start to scratch up this plastic. And when you have the carpet there, it just kind of makes it look a little bit nicer, more elegant. These seats are power. And you can also drop the second row too. You have a little bit of storage below the floor. They provide some tie downs on both sides. And you have a 120 volt power plug. And if you want to pop this down, that's all you gotta do. For 2025, the 6.2 liter did not receive any update, so it's still putting out 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. Now, believe it or not, those are the same horsepower and torque numbers as the Cadillac Escalade. And if you want those numbers, you gotta burn premium fuel. Now, if you are willing to wait, the LZO inline 6 Duramax diesel will be available later this year. That engine has a lot of updates, 305 horsepower now, up from 260 I believe, and 495 pound-feet of torque. It's going to get the best fuel economy. I mean, I'm willing to bet you on the highway you can get 25 easily, and potentially even closer to 30 mpg depending on the roads and obviously the weather. But all in all, I think that they're both solid options. They still have the dynamic fuel management on this engine as well. Let's go ahead and check out this new interior color. For 2024, they had the Alpine Umber, and then they upgraded to this. Now, I would have thought they would have kept both, but I guess they're too close, so this is all you get now with the Denali Ultimate. Now, I'm a fan of very unique interior colors, and this is definitely unique. Let's go ahead and unpack this real quickly. Now, at the very top, you have this black leather treatment right here. And you have this white stitching, and then you have this brown with this big wood trim piece. You can feel how porous it is too. They have this satin and piano black right there. You have your seat memories, and you have auto up and down for the front windows, auto down for the rear, and you can power fold those outside mirrors too. I like the X stitching that they give you right there. And all this is soft touch. But down below, they do have a lot of hard plastic. Great design for the speaker grill. It says Bose Performance Series right there. And here's that kick plate. And you have these 16-way seats. So they do have the massage function as well. You can change the bolstering on the sides up top, and there's a shoulder support right there. You have another Ultimate badge. Great graphics in the leather seating. You have that perforated leather, more of that X stitching right there. They did a great job. These are real leather seats too. Now, something else that was a big upgrade too was the steering wheel. So is this a little bit thicker than the outgoing one, and I think some people might like that a little bit better. Here are all your controls. You can self-park this for 2025 now. You have your lane keep assist, auto stop start, parking sensors can be disabled or turned back on, downhill assist, traction control, 360 camera, electronic parking brake. I like how they wrap this in leather. You have more leather, more of that porous wood with that satin right here. And then your four-wheel drive and driving modes. You can also control your air suspension, more lighting controls, trailer brake right there. And then check out these floor mats too. Great attention to detail on this interior. Let's check out the passenger side. 16-way seat for the passenger with the massage function. And notice the headrest too. I didn't show that to you on the other side. You had the speakers built in. And piping on the dash here. All this is wrapped in leather. More wood. You have that brown leather. All this is hard plastic down here. Typically on the Escalade, you're going to see this wrapped in like a leather type material. And even on the side here by the vent, all that's wrapped in leather. Even down below here, a little bit of storage. And then here is that center console too, perforated leather in the center. And you can smell this leather inside the interior too, which is nice. They do give you a cover, has an ultimate badge right there, and they do give you like a, I call this like a velvet material because that's what it feels like to me. And let's go ahead and check out the rear. I might have to put it in accessory mode so you guys can see that rear screen here that they have now. Now on the door out back, they don't skip a beat. You still have all that great stitching, leather wrapping. The only thing missing, I like to see curtains. I know the windows are tinted, but I like that extra function they give on other SUVs. Great design here. And then a little bit of storage. These seats do recline and slide forward and back. And here's the design on that rear seat. This one also has these screens standard. I would like there to be an option to delete those because I don't like to see those, honestly. It's not my favorite thing. And when you step in, you have a pass-through, so you have the captain's chairs in that second row. They provide HDMIs, Type-C USBs, 120 volt power plug, and all the stuff comes standard, remember that. Out back, they continue that perforated leather and that stitch design in the rear. You have some cup holder storage, Type-C USB, and they do give you that leather wrapping right here out back. They skimp out on that on the Chevy Suburban and Tahoes. Another USB on that side. And let's go ahead and put it in accessory mode so I can show you guys this screen here. I actually had to turn it on, so we're gonna go through this really quickly. So you guys can see here, you now have all your climate controls on this screen. And it's 3-zone, so you can control the temperature and the fan speed. If you want to sync it together with the front, you can do that. Outboard heated seats. For some weird reason, I thought that this had the cooled or ventilated seats out back as well, but I'm only seeing the heated seats right there. This steering wheel obviously is going to be power, nothing new there. And here are some of your controls on the steering wheel. You have your cruise control, gear limiter, also this is for your super cruise, heated steering wheel buttons right there, and this button will control the menus inside this screen here. You now have full screen for navigation. You have this menu, and then it goes back to the front there. Also here, heads up display, and this is a 16-inch screen, huge. I do like the fact if you go to home, it does swipe up and down, like that, and you can move things around on the screen. Also something that might be convenient for some people. This is something that's been happening. I won't deal with that right now. I've noticed this on the Chevys, like this menu will not load, but I'll get to work in a second. But you do have your cameras. You have the 360 camera view, and if you want to look down the side, if you need to park it, you have that as well. Now your climate control does still have hard buttons, but if you want to turn on like your heated seats or your ventilated seats, you will have to touch the screen for that. Obviously dual climate control, and then they provide these covers too on this higher trim level. This in the Denali, but below these trim levels you don't get these covers here. But it does hide that wireless charger, and it has like that piano black finish there too. You guys see right here some of that wood treatment. Now up top, I'm going to push this button, and you guys can see this does slide. So as I've said in other videos, when my wife used to carry that big purse, sometimes she'd have to put it on the seat or she'd have to put it on the floor. With this, you can put it right here. You still have the option to slide this up too. That way, if you're a little bit shorter, you can still rest your arm here. There's some hidden storage down below there. Twin panel moonroof. Now notice how they don't have a suede material on the roof. Now I'm not sure if I could be wrong. On the 2024, did they have the suede roof on the Alpine Umber? Because if they did, for this new interior, they probably took that away, because on the A and B pillars, they're just plastic. Now again, that's not a big deal, but I'm just saying, it's a $100,000 plus SUV. you can kind of see where they're kind of taking away a few things. I'm just being a little picky. Let's see if this works one more time. Now the reason why this is important is because your trip information is in here. So if you want to reset your trip 1, trip 2, you now do that on this screen. Now you can add this to the driver display. So I'm going to go ahead and add it here. You guys see where it pops up at? You also have like your engine hours, your current trip, and then fuel economy if you like to monitor that stuff. Also your gauges. This is something new. You can see temperatures, which I like to see things like this, as well as your maintenance items are now in this area. If you hit this button here, you guys will see your garage or gate is now here. Like, so the home link that was normally here is now in the screen now. You can do up to 8. Also your heads up display can be controlled, also power assist steps and child safety locks. And that was all through this button right there. But overall, I think that this is a really good update for the interior. Obviously, you know, that's something that we're seeing now is a lot more taking away of nice features on the refresh, and year to year they're taking away a few things, but they did add a lot of things too. Like I said, this thing can now park itself and a lot of other things. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door. Gross axle rating is 3,700 pounds up front. The rear is 4,200 pounds. 7,600 pound gross vehicle weight rating. And these wheels are going to be 24 by 9.5 wide. And here's all the trailering information right here. 1,388 pounds of payload. And then this can tow up to 8,000 pounds as well. All in all, I hope you guys liked the video. I'm going to show you one last thing out back. So when you slide that center console back, that's what it looks like right there. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you like this content. I have more videos coming on these. I'm going to do some drive videos in the future for fuel economy. Don't miss out. See you guys soon.